Hello, I'm Jen, and welcome to this week's reading vlog. We are going to be reading some new releases this week. We have the new Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life, as well as Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey, and also The Lamb by Lucy Rose. All new releases, but all very different from one another. So thank you for joining me, and let's get started with a bookish week. So a few days ago, Emily Henry's new book came out, A Great Big Beautiful Life, and I have been listening to it on my way to work for the last couple of days, and I finally made it out to Barnes & Noble. I'm about to go in and do some shopping and get the new Emily Henry. I'm enjoying it so far. There are two journalists, our main love interests, are vying for the same journalist position. They're wanting to write a book about this woman's life. She's made a statement on how she wants this book to be her true story, so it's reminding me a little bit of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm sure it's not going to be as interesting as Evelyn Hugo, because it's going to be about the main characters. But I'm enjoying it, and I want to go get the print copy, so I'll have it to read this weekend. So let's go do a little shopping, and we'll see what I find. I got my copy of Great Big Beautiful Life. I was also hoping to get a copy of The Lamb by Lucy Rose, but they didn't have one in stock, so I may wind up having to get the ebook or just listen to it on audiobook. It's the May pick for the Horror Spotlight Discord, so I've been on the lookout for that. But anyway, I'm excited about getting the new Emily Henry, and I'll hopefully be able to read it this weekend. Talk to you soon. I'm not having the greatest of luck today. I've managed to hurt my back, but the good news is I am just planning to read all day. So I've been reading more of Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I am 110 pages in, and I am liking it more. I think the story will focus more on the older lady that they're interviewing more than I thought it would. And the two main characters, the love interests, are starting to grow on me as well. But I have been really enjoying this so far. The early reviews that I've seen haven't really been that positive, and I'm not sure why, but maybe because there is some mystery going on and a story outside of the romance. But that's what I'm liking about it so far. So I'll probably give you another update once I'm halfway in and let you know how I'm progressing. Thankfully, my back is so much better today. I did manage to get halfway through Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. The storyline with the lady is still reminding me a bit of Evelyn Hugo, and the other storyline is the couple that are competing to write the story about the lady. And while I'm enjoying the relationship, I feel like it has everything to do with Emily Henry's writing. Like, I'm not sure that really all we have between the couple is tension. And if I look at it objectively, I feel like the tension may be kind of pointless, but again, it's Emily Henry, and I'm invested and I'm interested. So we'll see where this takes us. I think I'm going to pull this up on Spotify for the rest of the day. Since I'm feeling better, I really need to catch up on chores. So I think I'm going to see how far I can get listening, and I will update you when I have a chance. While we're out here, I realized I should probably take y'all to see my blackberries. The blackberries are beginning. You can see that I have animals that come and just take a bite out of my berries. It's exciting. And these new bushes here will wind up flowering and getting some blackberries. Hi, it's the weekend for me. I hope you're having a fabulous week or weekend or whatever it is for you. I owe you a few updates. The wind just came through and shook all the trees, and all the water from last night dropped on me. So anyway, I did wind up DNFing Great Big Beautiful Life, and I don't think anyone could have convinced me that I was going to DNF Emily Henry, but here we are. I'm not going to give you any spoilers at all. I'm 300 pages in and I don't care. I was editing my first two updates of Great Big Beautiful Life, and one of the things that I said when I noticed this was a lot like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is that obviously Emily Henry was not going to be talking about this woman. She was going to be talking about the relationship. And then in my next update, I said I didn't understand why people weren't liking it. But I think that's one of the reasons that people may not like Great Big Beautiful Life is because obviously I had different expectations going in. But for me, that wasn't really what was bothering me because I liked having the additional storyline. I'm just to the point where I don't care. I don't care about the woman that they're interviewing, and I don't understand why these two people are even having the relationship that they're having. And if I keep reading, I'm going to be miserable because I'm just going to be forcing myself to finish reading just to have finished reading it. So I think there's going to be probably a wide range of how people feel about this. I can see why some people love it. I can see why some people don't love it as far as it not meeting their expectations or people not liking it just because it's a bit boring and I personally don't care what happens in the rest of this. So I'm putting this aside, and I did start reading Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. And in this one, they are set on an island that is off of Antarctica. So it's a very remote location. And this woman washes up on the shore, and there's only a family there that is taking care of a few things on this island. And as the story goes on, you start to not trust this lady and you start to not trust the family. You know they're both lying, but you don't know why. Is it something sinister, or are they just trying to protect themselves from one another? So I'm really enjoying this one so far, and I'm only 70 pages in, so I have a lot more to explore and discover. But I am going to be reading this one and also The Lamb by Lucy Rose this weekend. The Lamb is the horror spotlight pick for May, and this book is so disgusting. The writing is so good. I'm so intrigued. I'm hooked in reading it. I'm about a quarter of the way through that one, and I am so sick to my stomach. I have some theories on what is actually happening, but I'm going to be saving those theories to the end, and we'll see if I'm right or not. But this is making me more sick to my stomach than Tender as the Flesh did. So I'll also keep you updated on how that one's going. I'm going to focus on Wild Dark Shore and The Lamb this weekend and keep you updated. I'm hoping that they will go better than Great Big Beautiful Life. And anyway, I will talk to you soon. I am now 140 pages into Wild Dark Shore. At this point, we're getting some answers, but we may be getting more questions than we are answers. So I'm still really invested in these characters and really enjoying the experience of this story so far. It is starting to get a little late out, so I'm going to pick up the hammock and go back inside, and I will give you another update probably after I finish reading this, hopefully tonight. Good morning. I finished reading Wild Dark Shore last night, and I don't know what's going on with my reading this week, but I started out super loving this one, and by the end, I'm going to be a black sheep. I'm only going to give this a 2.5. I'm split right down the middle. The highs for me were really high. I love the setting. This is set post climate change. There's science and wildlife and just a really atmospheric read that kept me turning the pages. But I think the reveals and the ending and certain things about this book just left me disappointed. This was a beautifully written book. I would look up trigger warnings on Storygraph because you don't see them coming. They're sprinkled in between chapters, and so they really do come across as a gut punch. So if you need trigger warnings, be sure to look those up. I really do think I'm a black sheep here. I understand why people love this. Just for me, I was left so disappointed that I think my rating is going to be right down the middle with this one. So I'm going to spend the rest of the day listening to The Lamb, and hopefully I can salvage this reading week, and we'll see how that one goes. I'll let you know before I finish this vlog how I am feeling about The Lamb. So I finished reading The Lamb by Lucy Rose. It is so disgusting. If you are into gross body horror, then it's one you should definitely check out. It's a fun book club pick. If you want to join us, I'm going to leave the link to the Horror Spotlight Discord below. We're going to be reading it the entire month of May, so feel free to jump in and join us. Or if you've read it, come hear our thoughts and share your thoughts. The book didn't wind up going where I thought it would, so my theories were wrong, but I still had a good time. I'm not sure how highly I'm going to rate this. It's not one that I'm really going to want to revisit again, but I did have a good time reading it. It's been quite a while since I've read a book like The Lamb, so I'm glad that I read it, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the vlog here. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know if you've read any of these or if you plan to read any of these, and I will talk to you soon.